This MTV podcast is brought to you by Clean and Clear.
What's the essential element for healthy skin? Oxygen. New Clean and Clear Fizz and Cleanser with pure oxygen. Starts out as a gel, then fizzes up to clean deep down. Clean and clear and under control.
So guys, just in case anyone wonders what the ambient rumbling they're hearing is, we're at, in Infinity 35,000 feet high.
Yeah, we are at 35,000 feet right now. My ears are popping.
I'm guessing we're probably somewhere over Nebraska or something like that.
Hopefully a nice flat state.
Yes, that would be a good thing. It's a pretty amazing day. Let me ask you first of all how this idea came about. I mean, when I first heard about it, I was like, I wonder if a certain CEO might have suggested that this is a good way to launch a record, Did Jay have anything to do with this, or was it kind of you guys thought?
I think our booking agent came up with the idea a while ago, and then Jay was like, I'm going to do 7 cities, and we were like, damn it. We were like, and then we were like, well, it'd still be insane if a band like us did 3.
I mean, it's like definitely totally independent decisions, but like, there's no way we can't. We're definitely gonna look like copycats. So.
We didn't see any. We also didn't see. We saw a really good rollout on his record, so we were like, it seemed like a good idea.
For myself, I'm glad it's not 7 because I'm looking forward to the 3rd one, but if we had 4 more after that.
Yeah, it'd be a little tired.
I don't know, that'd be a bit much. Yeah.
We talked about doing London and New York for a while too, and that would have been insane.
That would have been, especially without a Concorde anymore.
It'd be crazy, right? Like the actual 6 hours.
Having to fly into Heathrow and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys were just in Europe, a couple weeks ago, right?
We did like Europe and then like the UK, and then like hit the UK right after that, then mainland Europe.
I was curious as to how bands are, the different, particularly American bands, how the difference in how they're perceived, in the UK. I say the UK because I think sometimes in continental Europe, there's a language thing where you may not quite get how you're perceived as much as you do in an English-speaking country. So if you were to compare the UK to the US, is there any fundamental difference in sort of the way the band is viewed? Would you say?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a little bit of an American invasion kind of thing that happened last year, where all these like emo bands or pop punk bands kind of got big or kind of came across the ocean, and so every time you're ever doing like interviews over there, it's like, what about the war on emo? And like you're like, the war on emo, dude? Like, I don't know, we like had a State of the Union and we're gonna send more troops or whatever. Like, it's like so insane kind of.
It's just very new over there. Like what we do over there is so almost new and fresh to them, and they're like way more excited about it in a weird way.
The things you talk about are are a little bit more bizarre.
Yeah, way more bizarre. And they focus more on the surface a little bit. There's a lot
of talk about the aesthetics.
The aesthetic, not necessarily like the music sometimes. It's very, how like they're very tabloidy. Over there, so it's definitely.
So like Joe, so you're getting into sort of the scarf thing now.
Exactly.
It's like a bit of a scarf.
It's like, what is he? Are you like super into Bob Dylan now? It's like, is that what it means? Like, like the one little minuscule thing you do over there, they will nitpick it and like think you're like you have this like idea of this whole other idea of something else. It's very weird.
Well, the other thing is like our band's like way more fresh over there. Over here, like sometimes there's some places where we can't walk down the street and stuff, but over there it's like up until recently, it's kind of a more of a developing thing, so it kind of felt cool in a weird way, because you can go and you're like, it's like the Robbie Williams thing in reverse, kind of like we could go over there and we were really anonymous, and there's something about it that felt really cool.
Yeah, but it's changing though, right?
It's like we're number 2. We have the number 2 single right now.
That's great.
It's cool. I mean, the awesome thing is like the UK, I think, can be a really hard like market to get into because they're pretty. They're pretty well versed on the British music out there. It's definitely more of a pretentious vibe. So it's cool that a band like this that isn't like, I don't mean pretentious in a bad way, but you got like real cool hip older bands like the Smiths and like New Order and stuff like that. And that's like they came from that area, and then you bring a band like us. It's not necessarily like the hippest, coolest like thing in the world, but like they seem to dig us over there, and that's awesome.
For more information about MTV Podcasts, visit podcast.mtv.com.